Yo, good evening there, everybody. What's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little late night transfer news show for you. All manner of technical difficulties delaying the show tonight, folks, but we're on here finally to do a cheeky little transfer news update for you legends and to discuss the latest Man United news in general. How are we all doing tonight, you legends? Thank you for joining us and getting in here for the show. Welcoming everybody. Matty Smith, Pal Marius, Paul, Andrew, Lucky Singh. Get in there, Nas786, Pal Marius again, Compost Smurf, Batman Night Fan. Get in there, Nas Malps, Dimmy. What's going on there, T-Mill? Lucky Singh, Mike Jones. Oh yes, Erdem, Stay Gold, Hyperfanarian, long-time legend, Matthew Smith, Paul, Nas, Mohammed, Cockney Red. Oh, you right there, me old China? Kingslayer, Neil Driscoll, Simon Almeida, what's going on? The Goat, Andrew Goncars, Adam Cavani, The Vutinator, Ben Bray, Zinko, Eamon, Adam, Christopher, all the mods, all the moderators, all the members, Kate Cadet, thank you everyone for getting in here, guys. Do us a favour at the start of this show and smash that like button on it. That's right, give us a filthy like spike at the start of this one. It's got to sort my side pieces out there, guys. Looking a little bit dishevelled, aren't we? Hit that thumbs up button. I did have a cheeky nap in between this stream and the last stream. So should be feeling reasonably fresh this evening. Oh, yes. Had spaghetti for dinner tonight, guys. Bit of carbs. It's sitting heavy on my stomach. Kind of like Maguire at United right now. Sitting very heavy in the squad. But thank you very much for joining. Get in there. Good to see you all. We, of course, will have a big Q&A at the end of this stream tonight. We've got plenty of news to get into. We will get into that momentarily. But before I do, make sure you do smash the like button on this video. Give us a share around. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. We're only 16 people away from 72.9k subs. So smash that subscribe button. Give us a big share wherever you can. That always helps the stream out as well. You can retweet the Twitter tweet, which is pinned to the top of the live chat there. Get yourself over there and smash the old cheeky little retweet on it. We will give you a shout out later. So I've got like a hair dangling over my face. It's bugging me out. So give us a retweet and we'll shout you out later on in the show. Hello to everybody though. Thanks for getting in. Ben Bray, Lucky, Peter, Richard, Singh, Stay Gold, everybody. Cheers guys. Big up to you all. Richard, Ryan, Kate Cadet, Zayn Miyasi getting in here. Oh, here we go. Zayn Miyasi, how you doing tonight, Zayn? Good to see you though, mate. Thank you very much for the super sticker of that thing there that's got a thumbs up, whatever that is. I think it's a pair. I think it's a pair, guys, giving a thumbs up. Thank you, Zayn Miyasi, for that, bro. So now Zayn Miyasi have won the community plate. They are thinking that they're probably going to win the league now, aren't they? They think they're going to win the Champions League now. Oh yeah, you know what? They've beaten the treble winners. They beat Manchester City, who won the league, and they beat Manchester City, who won the Champions League. I guess that means that they're going to win both of those things this season, doesn't it? No, it doesn't, mate. More chance of you signing Les Dennis. But anyway, thank you for getting it in, Amy. I appreciate you, bud. Good job, though. Everybody likes to see the City scummers disappointed. Good job from Arsenal today, obviously scoring that late equaliser and then doing them on penalties. You love to see it. You know, I would much rather Arsenal win that Mickey Mouse Gashtastic shield than those Meltoids Manchester City who don't deserve to win anything. So fair play, you know. Okay, so yeah, nice one, saying. Thanks for getting in with that there, boss. I appreciate it. We don't care about the Arsenals though, but much love to you. Okay then, guys. So let's talk about the game a little bit today. We've talked about the community shield. I don't give a shit about that. We're not on here to discuss that. But Manchester United obviously did play Athletic Bilbao over in Dublin. A second string squad put out there from Erik ten Hag. He wasn't best pleased with the display. We've got some quotes from Erik ten Hag after the game. I wasn't best pleased with the display either. There were some good standout performances. Obviously, Pellistри's well worthy of the man of the match for a fantastic performance. I thought the Spider, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, was absolutely majestic throughout. Who was your man of the match, guys, in that game earlier on, if you happen to see it? There was some other good performance in there. Alvaro Fernandez had a decent game. I thought Donny van der Beek had a good first half. You know, it wasn't all bad, but certainly not a good enough standard, really. It took them going down to 10 men and pretty much the last kick of the game for us to be able to get that equaliser against them. So it wasn't very good, was it? Bit of a poor display by United, but it was our second string side. Ten Hag probably worked a few things out, though, in regards to who he wants to play for that opening game against Wolves. Maybe Wan-Bissaka's now well within his thoughts, etc. Wan-Bissaka, man of the match, says Stay Gold. Lots of people saying Pellistri. Yeah, Pelistri doing absolute Billy bits out there. Respect to Pelistri, absolutely fantastic performance from him. What a future he's got ahead of him soon. I expect that he's going to hopefully stay, but we've got a little bit of news on Pelistri. We'll get into that a bit later, but hopefully he deserves to stay. I agree with you, Ronak, Josh. Actually, let's just talk about it now, seeing as we're mentioning the old Pelistri stuff. I mean, there are some reports that suggest that Erik ten Hag is at this moment in time trying to, well, not necessarily Erik ten Hag, but he's perhaps open to allowing him to go. There's understanding that FC20 over in the Netherlands are interested in taking him. I hope he doesn't go out on loan as well, Cadet. I mean, it's a definite keep from me. Have a vote, guys. Keep or loan Facundo Pelistri. Apparently, FC20s may be a favoured destination that Ten Hag would like him to go to. Feels like it would be a good club for him to go and get regular game time at and play all season long over in a good standard league. But I think he's good enough to have an impact now. I fancy him ahead of Jadon Sancho at this moment in time, based on just outright performances and qualities. He's looking more consistent and better than Jadon. So, I mean, certainly think that Pelistri would benefit from maybe getting some game time at Manchester United. There is no point keeping him sat around on the bench as a backup if we're not going to play him, though. So it's one of those, isn't it? It's like, if he's not actually going to play regularly at United, if he's going to play like 5 times throughout the season like he did last season, then he might as well go out on loan. Matthew says Pelistri should go out on loan. Yeah, he might as well go out on loan if he's not going to get game time. If we've got too many players ahead of him, as we've mentioned, on the right side, there's Antony, there's Sancho, maybe even Greenwood coming back into it. And on the left side, well, there's Garnacho, there's Rashford. Obviously, Pelistri's been playing left side, he can play right side. He's all over the gaff. He can play either. So, but he's not going to play very many games. So I think he's great as well, Matt. A lot of people saying keep, but a few people, I mean, ultimately the Vutinator probably makes the most sense here. He says loan, he needs to develop. He won't play very many games at Manchester United this season unless he really does break his way in there ahead of Jadon Sancho. And that is quite unlikely just because of the seniority that Jadon Sancho has within the squad. Ten Hag seems to rate Sancho, and he's on a lot of money every single week as well. Nobody's going to buy Jadon Sancho from us. So, I mean, Pelistri's probably not going to get enough game time. That's it there, Neil Driscoll. He says loan because he's not going to get enough game time. I think that's fair. Facundo always has to go on loan every time. He is better than Antony and Sancho. Hendrick, interesting. Keep Pelistri and loan Sancho, says Mr. U. If anybody would have him. Ryan says, unless we will sell Sancho and loan Ahmed, there's no point keeping Pelistri. I think maybe loan makes the most sense. As much as I don't know, the more I think about it, the more I think it makes sense to give him a loan out and actually get regular game time. But at United, he's probably good enough still to have quite an impact. Like, he's not going to play all the time, obviously, but he could play a handful of games. He could play in certain competitions, and he can do a good job for us. He's clearly a quality talent. So, don't know. I mean, maybe I would probably try and keep him. If we might regret loaning him out if we have some sort of an injury issue as well. Rush Mano, thank you so much for the likes tally. Guys, give us a cheeky little like if you're just getting in the stream. We're nearly at 100 already. That's awesome. Like spike. Help us get to 100 big ones. I'd appreciate that. Oh, yes. Drop a little thumbs up on it if you're just joining the stream. And subscribe. Get yourself in there and say hello. What's going on there? AML says keep. If Antony or Sancho get injured, we're screwed. That's what I'm thinking as well. So anyway, we'll find out soon enough what Ten Hag elects to do and what Pelistri wants, because it may well be down to the player as well. If Facundo Pelistri wants to go out there and get regular game time and actually play, he's probably going to have to go somewhere else other than at United at this moment in time. Okay, so Ten Hag, after the game, there's some good talking points, though. One of them being his thoughts and opinions on the goal that we conceded, right? Harry Maguire, absolutely gashing it up yet again. Oh, I know it's boring, slagging off the mags, slagging him off. That's all that anybody does, it seems. I mean, I'm a stringent proponent of slagging him off, though, because I kind of believe that if you are that gash, then you deserve to be called out upon it. So, but Sammy Maguire doesn't. He's just a human being, isn't he? But unfortunately, it's just got to that point for him now where there's too much pressure on him every time he steps on the pitch, and he's just on too much money. He's gone down into a backup role. He's obviously feeling the pressure every time he gets on because he makes these gash-tastic mistakes. Crikey, that first goal was abysmal. He gave away the ball to them, just passed it straight to the opposition. They've scored the easiest goal that they'll get all season long, pretty much. And that's from Slabby Maguire, our £80 million signing. He's absolutely awful. I mean, he did go on later on in the game, right, and redeem himself to a degree, to be fair. I mean, that assist, As I said during the watch-along, it was a fantastic header. It was a brilliant assist. He's leapt, he's climbed, didn't know he could even jump at all. He's usually rooted to the spot, the guy. And what a ball from Wan-Bissaka. Maguire's headed it into the path of Facundo Pellistri and he smashed it in the bottom corner. It was a lovely goal. And Maguire had a big hand in it. Fair play to him. Doesn't stop the fact that he gave them a goal early doors, though, and that probably wouldn't have materialised if they'd have kept 11 men on the pitch. So, Maguire's just too much of an error-prone calamity. Calamity Mags. He's got to go, doesn't he, guys? So, Ten Hag has said some things about Maguire as well. I mean, not directly, but Ten Hag has basically said about the goal. Let me get Ten Hag's quotes up on the screen here in the bottom corner. So, this is what Ten Hag said about the goal. He said, "It was a stupid goal. We went down, but we scored late on. We showed character, and we need that for the season." But he said it's a stupid goal. Yes, it was a bloody stupid goal to concede. And who was the stupid person who conceded the stupid goal? It was that stupid melter, slappy stupid Maguire, wasn't it? So Ten Hag's not really saying, oh, you know, Maguire's stupid. He hasn't said that. But by saying these comments, it was a stupid goal, he's basically calling Maguire stupid, let's be honest here. You know, we can read between the lines there. He feels like Slappy's completely let the side down there with that melt fest at the back. Slabbed it up. But, okay, he did say, and he did also, you know, if you read into it, he says, we showed character and we need that for the season. We got back into it and scored late on. And Maguire did have a hand in that late equaliser for us. So he deserves some credit for that, I guess, from Harry Maguire. But I thought he was very rickety throughout the game and just didn't really perform to a good enough standard. Very, very disappointing. And Rushmano says Tom Heaton called it stupid also. It was bloody stupid, wasn't it? Andre Onana was chilling at home. He's about to ring Slabby Maguire's doorbell right now and go and shout in his face again. After that bloody stupid mistake, he wasn't even playing. Because it was very stupid, wasn't it, that from Harry Maguire. And that's the sort of thing that the guy can do. He's an error-prone guy. He makes errors. He's going to concede you goals throughout the season. We're better off without him. So if we can set him on, we absolutely should. I mean, just on this, let's talk about this. So, you know, Moyes, Davy Moyes, the Ginger Goblin extraordinaire over at West Ham, very keen on Slabby Maguire ball accounts. So here's another report. This one's via Court Offside that just reads, David Moyes has informed West Ham's board that Harry Maguire is the ideal profile to strengthen his side's backline this summer. Ideal profile? What does that mean? If he's stood to the side, he's got the profile of what? An Easter Island statue? I don't understand what he means by that. Ideal profile? Goodness me. But anyway, I guess, look, from the face of it, England international, plays regularly for club and country, rightfully not the case, but, you know, he does play for England and he plays quite regularly for Manchester United. He was United's captain last few years. You know, he's a decent sort of player, I guess, profile-wise. He's an English homegrown player who plays for the national side. So from that perspective, I guess he does sort of fit their profile. But crikey, don't know really what he means by that. Fits the profile, crikey, what? Of a mediocre melt for a mediocre club? I guess he fits that profile quite nicely for West Ham. Mediocre player for a mediocre club and a mediocre manager? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it does fit the profile for Davy Moyes. Perfect. Okay then, well, yeah, we're hoping that they're going to come in for him very soon, and they might well be interested in him. I mean, that £20 million offer is not looking so bad at the moment, though, with that amount of money that he's on and that error again today, and just how... you know, how much pressure you can see that he feels out there. His confidence is shot. It's better for everybody if he goes. Thank you, TC Boy, for your highlighted member comment. Let's get a #2 in there. He says, Slabhead messing up will be his final nail. He will be sold now. Good show, Mr. Big. Thank you, TC Boy. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right. And who knows what the future holds for Slabbo Maguire. Because of the cash that he's on and the sort of player that he is, his confidence is shot. What's he going to do now? The chances are we're going to try and move him on in this summer transfer window. But the thing is there a club out there prepared to take him on? I want to address one thing. So obviously earlier on in the game, he's made an error in that game, and the Dublin crowd proceeded to. I mean, apparently I wasn't really listening to it live on the stream, but I've seen a lot of messages on social media and things like that. They're apparently booing him quite heavily throughout any time he touched the ball. I mean, do you agree with that, guys? Yes or no? Let's hear your thoughts. I mean, I get it. Nobody should. It's a tough one, isn't it? You don't want to discourage your United players, right? You shouldn't really necessarily be booing United players, but those guys have turned up to that game, and they've paid their hard-earned cash to go and watch the B team play, and Slabby Maguire's moving around like a complete bloody gremlin on the pitch. After midnight, like a fucking gremlin after midnight. Mogwai shouldn't eat after midnight because they spew out Slabby Maguires. And he's melting on the pitch, and, I think people are entitled to do so, if you ask me. Boo! Fucking boo! That's what I say, guys, to Harry Maguire, honestly. Some people may say that's harsh. I say, as a fan, you got your own entitlement to give your thoughts and opinions about the situation. If we can say Glazers out and we can protest our owners, you can protest certain players, in my humble opinion. It's not that Harry Maguire is a bad player. He's not a bad human being. He's a nice enough guy, like I said. But the problem is that people are allowed to voice their concerns. People are allowed to voice their opinions. And booing Maguire, personally, I understand it. He's been here for too long. He keeps getting selected. It's a bad decision to have him at the football club. We've had an offer just come in for him. So there's extenuating circumstances here. It's not just one of our players has made an error and given a goal away and they're booing him. No, it's because of years and years and years of compounded misery. That's the reason why he's getting booed. So I do understand it. I'm not saying necessarily it is right, but I'll just be totally honest. I could pretend and say, I take the noble route. But if I was there, I'd be booing the wanker as well. There you go, it's as simple as that, guys. He's bloody rubbish. But you may well feel sorry for him. I understand that. I understand it. Right. Okay, so, Rushy, he says, is Maguire capable of turning this around? I don't see it, I'm afraid. Exactly. I don't think he can turn it around now. He's got to the end of the line. So now we've come to the end of the road. Slabby, time to let go. Your cranium's unnatural. It's so massive. Please go to West Ham. That's what he needs to do. He's got to go. It's unnatural at this moment in time for him to continue playing at the football club. And I don't know why I just started singing Boys to Men. What's going on? Don't know. But either way, Harry Maguire, what's he doing at this football club any longer? It's crazy. But as we mentioned, various teams should be interested in Slabby Maguire, right? For instance, there is various reports that, yes, David Moyes wants him, and here is the quotes. As I said, let's also have a look at this. There's some reports that say that £60 million will get you Slabby Maguire and Scott McTominay. If you're West Ham, maybe that's the perfect thing to do, because it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, guys. £60 million for those two is an absolute fantastic piece of business. By the way, we just got some breaking news I need to tell you about, guys. I really do need to tell you about some breaking news that's just come in. Hold on a second, governor. Hold on a second. Let me pop it up on the screen, guys. This is quite big informazione that's just come out this evening. So give me una momento, por favor, and I'll bang it up on the screen. But breaking news, guys. We got some breaking news this evening. We thought this was coming anyway. I was going to get into it a little bit later, but seeing as it's officially breaking at this moment, let's talk about it. So, Rasmus. Oh, Rasmus Hojlund. Oh, Rasmus Hojlund will wear the number 17 shirt. Seems to be reported from Fabrizio Romano this evening that Rasmus Hojlund will wear the number 17 shirt. So it looks like Fred is out of here, guys. That's a big indicator of what's going on. Fred out of here. No number 9 shirt for him. Looks like Tony Martial is going to be sticking around, or at least sticking with that number 9 shirt. But it does basically mean that Fred is to be sold, doesn't it? That's the clear plan. If Fred's had the number 17 taken away from him, he's basically gone. So big news here, really. Fred gone. Rasmus gets the number 17 by all accounts. It looks like, Fabrizio says this. So I'd say that's pretty big breaking news tonight. Rasmus Hojlund will wear the number 17, which you can basically make your own mind up, but it seems to indicate that Fred will be on his way out of the football club. He sure, yeah, Klopp for number 17 says, okay, you up. He should get the number 9 football factory. I'm with you, pal. I think if you look at who's going to play regularly throughout the season, and what Martial brings to the table, they should swap. Martial should get the number 17. or the number 77, or the number 167, or the number 1003. Somewhere that doesn't involve the number 9 shirt, basically. He should get a different shirt number, and it should be given to Rasmus Hojlund. I think that's fair. So yes, Rasmus Hojlund seemingly is getting the number 17 shirt. Fabrizio Romano has indicated this anyway, so if that's the case, it does mean that Fred is most likely on his way out sooner rather than later. And just on that, I mean, Sofyan Amrabat is waiting in the wings for Manchester United to come in and do a deal with Fiorentina. And it's understood that that deal is sort of advancing slowly but surely, and that he's taken necessary steps to prepare himself to come and join Manchester United. And obviously, if we sell Fred, that increases the chances of us going in for a bid sooner rather than later for Sofyan Amrabat. So yeah, I mean, things are working away slowly but surely in the background there. Looks like Fred's going to be sold. Probably he'll end up, I don't know, going to Saudi Arabia maybe? Looks like it, but who knows? He's 31 now. He's on a reasonable bit of cash. There's supposed interest from a couple of teams in Turkey, a couple of teams in Saudi. Maybe Fulham does have that interested in him. But yeah, I mean, let me just go over to... Going to have to go over to YouTube real quick and actually get that in the title of the video, because that's quite big news, isn't it? Breaking Hojlund 17 shirt number, guys. I'll ask the live chat, everybody. What shirt number do you think that Hojlund should actually be wearing right now? What's your thoughts? Get your thoughts and opinions in. I still think number 9. Strip it off of Tony Marcio. Have the bollocks to do it. And then, you know, that would be good. Number 17 shirt. That's big news, though. Lots of people saying the number 9. Yeah, I think that's fair, guys. I do think that's fair. Those 11, says Matthew Smith. Okay, so if Mason Greenwood isn't staying, you think giving them an 11, that would have made sense as well. Number 9. I mean, striker should have number 9. The striker who's going to play the most for you should have the number 9, in my opinion. Red Olsen, 9. Yeah, lots of people saying 9. 17. Okay, well, 17's cool. Fred's gone. Parts the ways in order to make the way there for Rasmus Hojlund and also for Sofyan Amrabat. I'm cool with it, guys. I think the 17's actually not a bad number for him to have. Let's face it, if we can get rid of Tony Martial at some point over the next year or two, then yeah, he would just take that. He would take that number 9, won't he? He'll take that number 9 shirt as soon as Tony's gone. And there is a possibility that maybe we could sell Tony. So we've got another report here from Fabrizio Romano just on Fred. Because of this news, let's talk about this, guys. So give us una momento again, por favor. Oh, what's happened there? Something's melted. Hang on. Let me get this up on the screen, guys. One moment. So, Fred is now expected to be going very soon. We have an update from Fabrizio. Just pop this information up so you can see what's going down. Here it is. Okay, then. So, here's the news, guys. Manchester United expect Fred sale to advance next week. Sources guarantee he will 100% leave the football club. Negotiations will also continue with Real Sociedad for Donny van de Beek. So, as we've mentioned, these are the 2 most likely players to go out sooner rather than later. There are other players that are wanted by teams, but as we mentioned a few times this week, it looks like, at least, that Fred will be the next out and Donny will be soon out after that, which maybe means that McTominay won't be going anywhere, or maybe it means that McTominay will still be sold if there's a good enough offer comes in and we go and sign Sofyan, and maybe we keep Hannibal Mejbri around the gaff, and obviously Kobbie Mainoo's coming through. So we should still be all right there, even if we sell all 3 of those melters. But yeah, Fred, it's a shame, isn't it? Fred's a lovely little player. He's a lovely little guy. Bless him. Bless little Fred. But not good enough for Man United. There's no niceness going on in this game these days, you know. Nice guys finish last. Guys. United loves a bastard. You know, we need another gritty player like a Sofyan Amrabat, you know. We're missing enough gritty players. We've got a few of them now. We need some gritty players. Nice guys finish last. But he is a good player. He's a good backup squad player. But it looks like he's gone anyway. New chapter of Fred's career. And that has freed up the number 17 for Rasmus Hojlund, guys. Get in there, my son. So, in case you wondered, the source is Fabrizio Romano who says this. Hopefully, you know, we hear an announcement officially from the club very soon. But obviously, when he was unveiled at the stadium yesterday at Old Trafford, there wasn't a shirt number on the back of his shirt. But it now seems like he is going to be wearing that number 17. Absolutely. So, Fred making way. Further reports this evening, just from 2 minutes ago from Fab, that Fred is 100% going to leave the club. So advances taking place for the sale of Fred. Big news this evening, guys. Hojlund 17, Fred going to be sold. Other players that could be sold, as I mentioned, West Ham United still have that vested interest in both Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay. And as I mentioned earlier on, West Ham will likely have to pay a combined fee of £60 million for both Maguire and McTominay if they want to land both of those players. David Moyes is understandably interested in both of them. We know that they're doing some work on Edson Alvarez as well over at Ajax, but at this moment it still seems like they have quite a bit of interest. Just on McTominay as well, so Mr. Jose Mourinho is understood to have a bit of interest in the guy, and he's understandably sniffing around the Scot. And this is what this report from Court Offside says anyway this evening, that says that AS Roma could mount a move for Scott McTominay shortly. They have expressed strong interest in recent hours. They could be encouraged to enter into negotiations following an approach from Rennes for Nemanja Matic. Interesting stuff. We know how much Jose Mourinho likes this type of a player, in all fairness. Somebody who's a little bit of a shithouse, physical sort of midfielder. I could see it, to be honest. I could see it. And yes, reunion with McSauce and Jose, says Wilchan. Absolutely. Also, just come and get Maguire as well, as we talked about a little while ago. They could do a lot worse than these guys over in Serie A. I think Maguire would be well suited to Serie A, just because it's a little bit of a slower paced league. And he would probably fit in quite well in a Jose Mourinho team over in Serie A. It'd be perfect. So I don't know if maybe we could do some sort of a deal, but who knows? I mean, it's going to cost them a lot of money. It's still more likely that we would sell maybe them Scott McTominay or one player even, and then perhaps sell Maguire or somebody else to Roma. Who knows? Who knows? It's quite unlikely though that they'll be able to bring him in and afford him, but right now there's a couple of different teams that are sniffing around Scott McTominay. Let's ask the live chat for a bit of fun. Where do you see Scott McTominay ending up at the end of this summer transfer window? Let us know in the live chat. Do you think it'll be Roma? Do you think it'll be West Ham? Do you think he'll be a United player still? Get your thoughts and opinions in. I don't know, guys. It's a hard one to call that. Let's see what you legends say. Hopefully not United. That's all I'll say on that one. United says Mike Jones. West Ham says Zinco and Fox. United says Red Olsen. Wrexham. West Ham. AML says West Ham. United says Adam. He would shine over there like a big turd, says Football Factory. Well, United says Duncan. TC Boy says West Ham. United reserves. Got to respect it. Well, thank you guys for getting your thoughts in there. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to call that one. Only time will tell. It depends on what the player wants as well. And it also depends on who's prepared to pay what for him and when. Like, are West Ham actually going to come in for a bid for him? Are Roma prepared to pay the money for him? It's going to take £30 million to get Scotty McShotbag out of this football club. So we'll see if it materialises. By the way, we've got 330 legends watching this stream right now. Good evening to you all. If you're new to the channel, there might be a few of you who are new. Smash the old subscribe button there, guys. Give us a subscribe. We are currently on 72,886 subscribers. Doesn't take a genius to work out that that's only 14 away from 72.9k. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if it's your first time in here, and smash that like button. Help us get to 200 likes for tonight's show. Every little like helps the stream out. It's free to smash the like button, so ask yourself, why wouldn't you smash that like button? Drop a little thumbs up on it. Okay, right, let's do this then. Let's continue with the transfer news. So we're hoping, obviously, that we can get rid of a few players. It looks like as soon as Fred's gone, we're going to go in and try and get Sofyan Amrabat. There is some reports, as I say, that there's been some sort of further movements going on there behind the scenes. Alfredo Padula reporting that Sofyan Amrabat is taking some more sort of necessary steps in order to, prepare for his... his departure from Fiorentina. We're hoping that there will be a bid in approximately for around about 30 million for Sofyan Amrabat soon enough once Fred is actually gone, and maybe Donny van der Beek. And as we've heard from Fabrizio Romano this evening, Donny van der Beek is still very much of interest to Real Sociedad. They are expected to perhaps sign that guy reasonably soon. So as he says here, just from a few moments ago, negotiations will also continue with Real Sociedad for Donny van der Beek. Donny's a bit more of a complex one. Out of all of the midfielders that we're looking to sell, McTominay, Fred and Donny's the one that I would be more inclined to keep because of his technical abilities. He's actually played himself into contention as well, if you ask me, with his pre-season performances. He's actually been pretty good. So I would probably end up, being more inclined to keep Donny van de Beek and selling Scott McTominay and Fred if I could. So out of those three players, I would certainly move on McTominay and Fred, and I would keep Donny van de Beek, to be perfectly honest, at this stage. Then again, as I've said before, I'm not bothered either way. If we can get another 20 million for Donny on top of it all, great. But if it turns out that we keep McTominay and sell Fred and Donny, that's a little bit backwards if you ask me. It would maybe make more sense technically to keep hold of Donny and get rid of McTominay and Fred. Plus, McTominay can potentially generate you the most cash anyway. So yeah, I'd keep Donny. Eamon says I'd keep Donny too. So I would be much more inclined to keep Donny van de Beek based on just recent performances and the fact that he's a type of passer of a player. You know, he's a pass master of a player. He's not a physical player. He's not a McTominay sort of player or a Fred sort of player. He's not a defensive-minded player at all, really. But he gets stuck in. He likes to press a little bit. He's running around. He's winning the ball back. But he also passes really well compared to those two. So, yeah, but as I say, looks like Donny van de Beek's going to Real Sociedad if they can reach the agreement there. Not expecting anything other than that to be the case, really. I think he's been put in the shop window by Ten Hag, and it's worked at this moment. Just on some other players, everybody, that we are looking to move on. There's quite a few players that are up for debate at the moment about loaning out because of the pre-season that some of these guys have had. So one of them is Brandon Williams. Not bothered about him either. I think it's probably time to sell the guy, in all fairness. We've got enough. What's going on with my tweets today? I don't know. But that just says about Brandon Williams potentially being a target for various different clubs on loan this season. Brandon Williams is kind of surplus to requirements at United these days, so he may well move on. Alvaro Fernandez. Alvaro Fernandez is another one who apparently there's some clubs sniffing around. That's not working either, guys. What's going on? Don't know. Malfunction does not compute. But Alvaro Fernandez is reportedly perhaps going to be loaned out this summer because of, well, the fact there's Malacia and Luke Shaw ahead of him. But I would 100% keep Alvaro Fernandez in the squad. What do you guys think? Keep or sell or keep or loan Alvaro Fernandez? But for me, Alvaro Fernandez, again, today looked pretty decent. He's had a reasonable time in pre-season. It's the sort of position that you will probably get some injury issues at some point. And if you do, you'll be very happy to have a player like Alvaro Fernandez in the side. So, yeah, you'd keep Fernandez, says Woody. You say keep him, says Batman Knight fan. Good shout, lads and lasses. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Makes sense to keep him around. Certainly would stick him around and stick with him for the season as well. Makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? Don't know what's happening with my updates. They have melted. They have absolutely melted. But okay, so you know that's expected to be the case anyway. That we're loaning out a few players. Obviously, got to wait and see who ends up sticking here at the end of the season. But could well be any of those guys we've mentioned going out. Right then, hang on a second. Let's just try and update something real quick. Something shat the bed, hasn't it? Clearly. Not sure what's happened there, guys. We've got a bit of a malfunction going on with my Twitter graphic, but it's all right. It's all right. We'll soldier on. We'll soldier on. Right. Let's move on to the next piece of transfer news we've got. As I say, Roma interested in McTominay, as are reportedly West Ham. Well, here's another piece of information for you. Now, take this with a big pinch of salt, but apparently West Ham United, this one works, nice. West Ham United have some interest in Anthony Martial. What's the matter with that David Moyes fella? Is he a glutton for punishment? Has he highlighted all of Man United's shite players and thinks that that's going to actually help them out? I don't know. I don't think this is true because who the hell would want Tony Martial, especially for the money that he's on? He's an absolute gashbag of a player. In fact, he's not. He's actually really technically very good. But the problem is he's just so inconsistent and such an injury-prone melt. There's nobody surely that is actually realistically wanting him. But this is from Court Offside anyway. They say that Anthony Martial is one among multiple forwards that West Ham list extends to, though no final decision has been made on any particular pathway the club could explore for this department. Sounds like BS, doesn't it, guys? I mean, could we do a triple deal? Could we do a triple deal with West Ham for Martial, McTominay and Maguire? The 3 M's. I know why they're called the 3 M's, by the way, because they melt. You know, you put M&M's in your hand and they fucking melt. Same goes for these guys. They're a bunch of bloody melters, aren't they? The 3Ms. Can we get rid of the 3Ms this summer? I said you buy one, you get 2 free. I said you buy one, you get 2 free. For every Slavin Maguire you buy, you get a Scott McTominay and a Tony Martial absolutely free. That's what we're hoping for. If we can maybe do some business to get rid of those guys, would be nice. So, I doubt it, guys. There's a report here tonight, but I doubt it. I can't imagine that West Ham are strongly considering Tony Martial. Who in their right mind would? I could see a Saudi Arabian team maybe going in for him because of the amount of money that they're chucking around over there. Maybe they would be interested. But as of right now, don't think that West Ham would be interested in Tony, unless it's a cheap price that they can get him for. Guys, how much do you think we should be asking for Tony Martial? Ryan says 105 million for the 3 of them. Well, honestly, they can have all 3 of them for 65 or 70 million in my book. 65, 70 million for all 3. Why not? You know, that's one Declan Rice. They bank 35 mil and they take 3 of our players. 65 mil for all 3, says Batman Night Fan. 20 million for Tony, says Mike Hill. Oh, goodness. I don't know. He's on too much cash. You can't expect West Ham to want to pay 200+ thousand pounds a week to Maguire and Martial. It's mental. Just under 20 for Martial, says Roger. We'll never get that for him. We'll never get that for him. He might have been worth that a little while ago, but he's been so injury prone, and his record is not even that good because of all the time that he's out of the team. Nobody can rely on Tony to score goals and stay fit for a season, so you're not going to get a lot of money for him, I don't think. I think 10 mil, 12 mil. Yeah, T-Mill says 12 mil. I think you're probably right about there. He's on big money as well. But 65 to 70 million for all 3. If we could actually get rid of all of them, sell Maguire, McTominay and Martial, the 3Ms, get them gone. Crikey, that would be a tremendous transfer window. Absolutely tremendous transfer window. I'd take 65 for all 3, or 70 million for all 3, no doubt. Okay, so it is quite unlikely, everybody, but Tony Martial may be a target for West Ham at this moment. Doubt it, but perhaps if we do some kind of deal with them to get rid of a few of our players at once, which is not beyond the realms of possibility. Can you remember us ever doing that, peeps? Let us know. Have we ever sold, like, multiple players? I seem to remember when, a few years back, we sold a couple of players to Sunderland. Was it John O'Shea and Wes Brown? John O'Shea and Wes Brown went off to Sunderland, didn't they? Both at the same time. Yeah, I think we did, like, a double deal with them, or maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. But I seem to remember that being the case. It's not very often that kind of thing happens where you can do a multiple deal, but you never know. I wouldn't rule it out. It's kind of possible you could see us sell at least 2 players to West Ham in one fell swoop. Would be nice. 20 million, says Steve World. West Ham are crazy, says Real Killers. West Ham's our feeder club, says Andrew Concars. I think you mean we're their feeder club, because we're giving them the players. So we're their feeder club, but it just so happens it's the feeder, you know, it's the bottom feeders. The bottom feeders that we're giving them. That's what's going on there. So maybe we could sell 1 or 2 of these players away to them. We'll have to have a look. Yeah, it's complicated. Selling 2 players at the same time is way too complicated for this football operations department. It can fall down in a lot of areas. Are both players going to be happy in the terms of the deal, etc.? You're best off just selling them all individually. But, you know, essentially you can do some sort of multiple deal. Treble deal would be great. Exactly, Rushy. The players have to want to move also. And it's still quite in doubt whether or not people like Harry Maguire would be prepared to leave Manchester United to go and fight for his place in West Ham's team and also in the England team. He'll get regular game time over there, though, and at United, he's not going to get any game time. Same goes for Scott McTominay. His game time's going to be super limited at United. If he wants to play regularly, he's going to have to go away to a different team this season. Especially with Sofyan Amrabat looking to be coming in soon. But he might not want to. He might want to stay put. He can take his paycheck at Manchester United. Maybe try and fight his way back into the side. They've got an affinity for Manchester United. So, you know. Smithy says, what's this pig? We're getting Martial. I mean, I don't think so. This is from Caught Offside this evening. It's a report that says that West Ham are interested in Tony Martial. Doesn't mean that you're going to get him. I mean, there's too many factors in this deal to go wrong, i.e., how much would we accept for him? Would Tony even want to go? Would he pass his medical? Let's be honest, I wouldn't be confident if Tony passed his medical anywhere, at any time. In fact, he's the kind of guy who could pull a hamstring just on the way to the medical. He might be 100% fit before he bloody goes, and then he'll walk through West Ham's physio room and fucking pull a hammy. That's the sort of guy that he is. So I don't expect that he's actually all that saleable at this moment in time. And his wages are astronomical. Mike Hill, thank you for the super chat. Let's get some love in the live chat there for Mike Hill. Thank you, Mike, for the £5 super chat there, boss. He says, sell those free and make a product out of it. A new sandwich called the Big Melt. 3 layers of melty goodness. Go on, my son. That'd be awesome. Absolutely. Where from? Where would that be? Like a Subway sandwich or something? Like a meatball sub? A new meatball sub? I like it. A 3-layered sandwich. Maybe it's got a meatball in. That could be the Slabby Maguire. McTominay could, have a bit. It could be a bit of haggis or something. And Tony Marcio, let's have a bit of escargot in it. So a new 3-layered melt sandwich from Subway. Cheeky little bit of meatball. Cheeky bit of escargot. And a cheeky bit of haggis, mate. New sandwich. There you go. Done. Sorted. Let's contact Subway's marketing department, lads. Thank you, Michael. McTominay's the source, says Ryan. Nice one, John Vallandigham. Much love to you, bro. Thank you very much. You got to laugh, don't you, John? You got to laugh to stop from crying, mate. You know what I'm saying? Particularly watching people like the Slab stink up the gaff. You got to laugh to stop from crying. Oh, the West Ham and Slabby cheese melt, says Matthew Smith. Oh, anyway. So is it for certain that Rasmus is the 17? It definitely looks like it. I mean, we've had a report tonight that Fabrizio Romano has reported that he's getting the number 17. So, and Fred's obviously due to be sold. So we're expecting that he will get the number 17. I guess things can change there. Might be possible that he would get a different shirt number at last notice or something. But from the information that Fab has, by all accounts, you know, my main man, Rushmano, giving us all the updates throughout the show, gave us some breaking news that that was via Fabrizio Romano, which was that he's been handed, or he will be handed, the number 17 shirt. So it does look quite likely that that's the case. There's no official confirmation yet from Manchester United, though, so I guess it's kind of possible that it also might be a load of bollocks. But right now, it does look like that's the case because it's via Fab. Hey, what's going on there, Man United Van Cam? Get in there, you Don. How you doing? Welcome in there. By the way, check out Man United Van Cam, absolute legend. It's Kevin Ashford, everybody, a.k.a. the man in the van. What's going on, bro? Roshmano, 179 likes. Thank you, everybody, for hitting that like button. Keep smashing the likes, guys, and help us get to 200 big ones. We're only 21 away, so give us a cheeky little old-fashioned Bacon Brigade like spike. Twat that thumbs up if you haven't done so. Also, we're 12 subscribers away from the next milestone, so keep it coming. Right, let's move on. Let's move on with a bit more news. So, where should we go next? Let's have a little thought. This is another bullshit story that I'm not going to dwell on too long, but we might as well discuss it because, you know, but it sounds bollocks to me. None of my stuff's working, guys. It's too bullshit that it's broken. I don't know what's happened. I'm having a major malfunction tonight with my Twitter loading things. But anyway, apparently Christensen is a target for Manchester United as well. Barca defender. Sounds like bullshit. That's all I'm going to say on that. Not much to discuss there. Don't want him anyway. He's guff. Don't want him anyway, really, guys. Not a fan. Not a fan. So, yeah, that sounds like absolute rubbish. Okay, let's talk about Harry Kane for a second. Obviously, not really. Manchester United aren't really going to go in for him. But, you know, he scored 4 goals earlier on, didn't he? Got a big standing ovation. That would say that that's the case, but it's not working. So, Harry Kane, likely that he will be going out soon. The ovation that he got and the manner in which he left the pitch, etc. Oh, God. Nothing works anymore, guys. It just goes to show you that, you know, he's probably got one foot out the door. That's great, Aaron. He says we've got 13 reposts. Oh, thank you, everyone. Yes, do give us a retweet on Twitter. We'll shout you out a bit. All right, anyway, so let me just go and check out the other stuff we got. So, also, João Felix to Al Hilal is on the cards. Yes, that's right. You heard that correctly. João Felix to Al Hilal is on the cards. Had enough of all of this guff. I mean, what's these people thinking about, really? At his age, he's like 23. What's he thinking about going over there to Al Hilal, guys, in Saudi Arabia? Talk about selling your soul. Crikey, he could play for a proper team. I mean, he's bloody finished at 23, the man. He's bloody finished. What's that all about? Why would you consider that at such a young age to go and play in such a league? I find it outrageous. But there is various reports, Fabrizio and various outlets reporting that, you know, he's close anyway to potentially joining, that there's a big offer for him in terms of wages and maybe it's too good to turn down and João Felix wants to go. So it's such a shame for a player that has the potential to, you know, go on and do such amazing things. Don't know if it's obviously going to materialise at this moment, but you are seeing a trend of a lot of these players taking the money choice and just going to Saudi Arabia when they don't have to. It seems a big shame to me that you're losing some of these top talents from European football. Mount says Felix is a mercenary. He'll go to Saudi Arabia. You watch. Maybe. I mean, I'd like to think that his advisors are telling him no. You think about some of the options that other players could have gone there recently. You know, players like Kylian Mbappe. He was reportedly going to be made the richest person in the world. Never mind footballer. He was going to get paid what Jeff Bezos makes in a week. You know, he was going to get paid a huge amount. Obviously, I'm joking, but he was going to get paid an insane amount of money to go to Saudi Arabia. But apparently, he's not interested in it, and he never would entertain a move to Saudi Arabia at this stage of his career because he's a legacy player as well. Felix, on the other hand, not so sure. Maybe he is a bit of a mercenary, and maybe he will end up going. I'm not doing too badly, thank you, Alfie Maturi. Good to see you, lad. The thoughts on the kids coming through, bro? Oh, just very quickly, we've got great talents coming through. I'm super excited with the youngsters. You know, people like Palistri, Garnacho, Fernandez, obviously all looking really, really good. And then there's still youngsters like Rasmus Hojlund, who's only 20. Anthony's like 22, 23. You know, we've got a lot of young players at the club who are expected to go on and do some amazing things. I feel like we've got a great crop of young players. Let's just nurture them and make them the world's best. But in a few years' time, crikey, we could have the best forward line in the world just from the young 20-year-olds or younger players that we've currently got. No way Felix to Saudi. What do you reckon, guys? Do you think he'll end up going to Saudi Arabia, yes or no? I don't think so. I mean, I know that this is being reported this evening that Al Hilal has essentially agreed terms with him and that kind of thing. And I'm sure it is a big law when you have the possibility of earning like millions a month, you know, millions and millions and millions. It must be a bit of a law, but crikey, I mean, it would be such a waste of his talents to go there at 23 years old. No, says Michael. No, says Pete. Yes, says Vincent. No, says Madhouse. Well, I hope you guys are right. I hope he sees sense and doesn't go there anyway. But apparently Al Hilal prepared to splash the cash. It wouldn't be the only player that's gone somewhere for a bit of money. Not to the same extent, but tonight, Fabrizio Romano reporting that Gonçalo Ramos to PSG is basically a go for 80 million euros. Gonçalo Ramos, guys, another target for Ten Hag previously, or certainly for Manchester United. We were considering him, apparently, if we couldn't get Rasmus Hojlund. He was understandably a backup for us. So he's another player that's gone and followed the cash. Why else would you go and play for PSG? I know the French league is still leagues ahead the Saudi Pro League. It is. But it's still a shit league. It's still a farmers' league of absolute straw chewers. You know what I mean? Or, you know, pitchfork wielders. So it's a bit bizarre. He's at his age, at Gonçalo Ramos's age, a youngster, a good young player who could go and play in one of the top leagues, has gone to play in the French Farmers League. So it wouldn't be the first player, obviously, this summer that chooses a bit of a cop-out just because of the money. Because you know PSG are paying Gonçalo Ramos big cash. And he has a big future ahead of him. But he's elected to go and play for PSG, which, okay, I can't blame him, really. It's like, what, the 5th or 6th best league in the land. It's big money. And they get a heck of a lot of accolades and admiration, but it's just a big mercenary money team. That's all it is. And yeah, they can win the French league. So what? They will win the French league. So what? Doesn't mean anything, does it? He's not going to develop to the same level, I don't think, that he would have done if he'd have gone to the Premier League or the La Liga or somewhere like that. So it's a shame on you, Gonçalo Ramos, lad. But in all fairness, they've prepared. I think it'd be better off staying in Portugal. But there you go. He's gone to PSG by all accounts. Turner beat says Rashmano. At least Ronaldo scoring again, says dedicated to the grind. Oh, carrot crunchers. Right, yeah. So, you know, it's disappointing, but because of these sorts of deals, you do see players. Ruben Neves, 26 years old, went from Wolves to Saudi Arabia at 26 because of the money. So I wouldn't rule out João Felix going there. But anyway, we're not too bothered about that news anyway. It's got nothing to do with us. It's not like we're realistically going to get him or anything. There were some talks earlier on in the window potentially of a loan deal to United, but it's very unlikely, and it's even more unlikely now. So I'm not even going to bother talking about that. Just quickly, let's discuss this. If it works, it might not work. We might have a bit of a malfunction, but let's see if it works. And it's not worked. But pretty much, there's reports that obviously on the next couple of games there's going to be protests at Old Trafford. So for the Wolves game, there's going to be a pre-match protest, and also for the Nottingham Forest game, it's expected to be an hour-long sit-in. So just wanted to get you to pay your attention to that if you can, and get involved if you want. Obviously, you can check out the 1958 Twitter on social media and just get behind that. Obviously, Glazers out. Those guys are parasitical scum. And anything anybody can do to get involved with that is brilliant. So even if you can't make it or you're not going or whatever, spread the word. Spread the word of the 1958 planned protests for the Wolves game and also the Nottingham Forest game. There should be an hour sit-in afterwards. And yeah, maybe getting games called off Daniel Hutchinson would be the thing that makes the Glazer shithouses actually stand up and pay attention. And maybe be prepared to sell the football club sooner rather than later. But, you know, I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. Hey there, Flying Pig United Extra. How you doing, my son? Welcome in, lad. How you doing? Get in there, you beautiful man. Wolves will be a protest at the Trinity outside. Yeah, absolutely. So outside at Old Trafford, guys, meeting at the Trinity there. So check that out. Hey, we got 200 likes. Thanks to everyone for hitting that thumbs up button. Good peeps. Nice one, peeps. All right, okay then. So let me just have a quick cheeky little look at a couple of the updates that have come in tonight. We'll cover the latest news and see if there's anything that's popped up. But I will be getting back into the live chat in a moment and basically, you know, having a Q&A with you legends. So stick around for that. And also give us a retweet. We'll shout everyone out who's given us a retweet in a moment. Let's just cover what we've discussed in this video. We've already been on here for nearly an hour, to be fair. So let's discuss what we discussed. I mean, let's cover what we discussed in this video so far. So Ten Hag's been quoted in regards to talking about Slabo Maguire and his mistake earlier on. Hey, that one worked, guys. Get in. He said that on the goal conceded today, it was a stupid goal. We went down, but we scored late on. We showed character. We need that for the season. So let's be fair here. He's basically calling Slabby Maguire a stupid melter, isn't he? I'm reading between the lines a little bit there. Obviously, he's not directly saying that, but that's what I'm saying. But Ten Hag said it was a stupid goal. We went down. So obviously, that's Maguire's fault that we conceded that goal. Completely Maguire's fault. What's he doing? He doesn't scan. He doesn't have the vision. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't read the game very well, does he? So Slabo Maguire is a double slow player. He's slow on the pitch. He's slow in his legs, obviously, and he's just slow. But he's also slow in that mind, guys. He's slow in the mind, you know. What's that one about? He can't play a simple bloody pass. He can't, shield the ball or pass out properly. Gives it to the opposition. Very annoying. Anyway, very annoying player to have to watch. He got booed to sin over there in Dublin today. I know most people are not happy with that from the Irish fans booing, and not all the fans in the stadium were booing him, but he was getting reasonably heavily booed. I say they're entitled to their opinion, just as I'm entitled to mine. You know my thoughts on Harry Maguire. I think he's a bit of a melter, and it's time that we moved on. I mean, he's never coming back from this at Manchester United. The pressure's got to him. You know, sometimes pressure makes diamonds, or other times it makes oil. And he's a sludge. He's a man of sludge, isn't he? He's a sludge character there. He's not a diamond. He's sludge. So, you know, sorry, that's harsh, isn't it? But you know what I'm saying? Like, he's an expensive sludge. So, you know, like, kind of like the Beverly Hillbillies found. That sort of sludge. Anyway, or coal, a lump of coal. I should have said that. I should have said that, Larry Hats. That's so much better, mate. Sometimes pressure makes diamonds. Other times pressure makes coal. And if you woke up on Christmas morning and you're aged by Harry Maguire, you're getting a lump of yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I should have said. You're right. That's better, mate. That's better. He's a lump of coal, lad. But Harry Maguire, obviously, yeah, look, he's buckling under the pressure. He's like origami, folks. He folds under the pressure, this man. He's a paper captain. Or he was anyway. He's not captain anymore. Right, okay, let's get this up on the screen as well. This is the confirmation. You know, I've actually I could take a picture of this one. Screenshot, which is what we were discussing earlier on. This is more news. Actually, I'll continue with the Slabby Maguire stuff for a moment. So Slabby Maguire is wanted by Moyes at West Ham. That's still a go. They apparently are very much interested still in Slabby Maguire, and I don't really know why, but that's the case. Maybe they'll come in for another bid soon. I think it's quite clear that if an offer came in for Harry Maguire, we'd probably let him go. I was somewhat surprised, if you ask me, that he even played today, because usually you sort of protect an asset who may well be being sold. He was put in the shop window today, but as I said, it's kind of like putting a lump of turd in the shop window alongside a cream cake if you're a baker. Like, it's not going to get people to come into your shop. It's going to have the opposite effect. So, by every minute he was on the pitch, we lost 100,000 for him today. But he did redeem himself at the end of the game, to be fair to him, and get a good assist. So, mad respect to Slabby Maguire for that end of the game performance there, where he redeemed himself somewhat. but certainly not a player that's worth keeping around. So United trying to work on a transfer away. There's still reports that other clubs may be interested in him. Perhaps Sean Dyche over at Everton, perhaps even an Italian side. Several Italian sides are understood to be on the lookout for Slabo. And then also possibly even Spurs, but very unlikely. So the most likely at this moment, I guess, is West Ham, because they've already had an offer in, which was rejected for Man United. In hindsight, we should have absolutely snapped their hand off and ran with that £20 million straight to the bank, and cashed it before it bloody bounced. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and just on this, guys, I mean, I don't know if this is going to work. Does this work? Yes, it does. Get in there, my son. So Fabrizio Romano, speaking earlier on YouTube, said that Manchester United are keeping an eye on the situation of Jean-Claire TODIBO, and they had contacts. They think TODIBO could be one of the priority options in case Maguire leaves. Let's hope that's the case, guys. Jean-Claire TODIBO, 23-year-old centre-back, looks pretty good to me. Haven't seen a whole lot of him. I don't watch a lot of the French Cuff League. But he can't be any worse than Harry Maguire, really. And certainly he's not going to cost that much compared. And wages would be nowhere as big, and it just gives us more depth and options, and maybe he's a good understudy for somebody like Raphael Varane for a while. So Jean-Claire TODIBO is apparently being looked at for a potential replacement for Slabby Maguire if Slabby Maguire does indeed go. So we're hoping that there is potentially maybe a double bid or something that comes in from West Ham for McTominay and Maguire, or even just taking the slab off our hands would be amazing. And if so, we're lining up a potential transfer for Jean-Claire TODIBO, if you believe these accounts anyway, that suggest that we are keeping an eye on his situation anyway, just in case Maguire leaves. Get in there, my son. So that's a bit of an update on TODIBO. TODIBO could be making his way in there, guys, if Manchester United are able to sell Harry Maguire. Simon says, we all want Maguire to leave. Nice guys go. And why don't he? Spot on, exactly. Yeah. Batman says, I'm better than Maguire and I'm not even fit enough. Harsh but true. Harsh but true. Okay, so there's that, guys. Maguire, all of that stuff. McTominay, as I mentioned, Roma are understandably interested in Scott McTominay as well. Maybe Jose Mourinho looking for a reunion. Also, there's just some silly reports this evening from Court Offside. In my opinion, they don't have any basis that Tony Marcio is also wanted by West Ham United. I find that hard to believe, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But that is one of the reports coming out. Also, there's understandably further steps that have taken place for Sofyan Amrabat in this whole saga of him coming to Manchester United, which is Fred. Obviously, Fred is a player that Manchester United are trying to part ways with at this moment, and it seems like it's not that far away. So Fabrizio just about half an hour ago tweeted and said that United expect Fred Sale to advance next week. Sources guarantee he will 100% leave the club. Negotiations will also continue with Real Sociedad for Donny van der Beek. So as soon as maybe Fred's gone, that's when we're going to be potentially going in to sign Sofyan Amrabat, or at least try and start negotiations with Fiorentina. And also Donny van der Beek to Real Sociedad looks like it's quite a go-ahead as well. And once that's done, Sofyan's got to be coming in, surely. If we're getting rid of two midfielders, we're going to have to sign another midfielder. We've heard various outlets suggesting that it's just really a case of us trying to move somebody on to clear up some space in that midfield. And as soon as that's done, there's no doubts at all that Ten Hag wants to bring Sofyan Amrabat in. And from what we've heard, Sofyan Amrabat's already agreed to join Manchester United. He would quite happily play for Ten Hag and United in the Premier League and the Champions League this season, and would be prepared to come and sign and play for us. And obviously Fiorentina are expected to want about £30 million for the guy. So there's nothing really too bad that can go wrong there. It looks like he's free for us to go and obtain. Just got to go through the process of getting rid of Fred and Donny van der Beek, either or maybe both, and then we could certainly go and get Sofyan. So Sofyan should hopefully be a red at some point soon. We'll keep you posted as and when there's a bid that comes in there, hopefully sooner rather than later. Also, there's just another report that came out this evening suggesting that Chelsea wanted Rasmus Hojlund before Manchester United went and got him. So yes, piss off Chelsea scum. Nobody wants to go and play for a mid-table guff team. Loan moves potentially coming for Williams, maybe Alvaro Fernandez wanted by various clubs on loan. Hannibal Mejbri maybe to Luton on loan. Also, even reports that Facundo Pellistri may be being offered to FC20 over there in the Netherlands. I say keep the guy because he's obviously really, really good. Other news for other teams that have some effect on us, I suppose. Harry Kane given an ovation earlier on after scoring 4 goals. Bayern Munich still in the dark about what's going on. Daniel Levy went on holiday. Ramos, so basically close to signing for PSG. Felix maybe going to Saudi Arabia. Those are the biggest stories in the other sort of teams, players, etc. So let's just have a quick look at these couple of updates that have come in the last few moments. That's a big update, though. I forgot about that one, guys. Hojlund. So Hojlund is expected to get the number 17 shirt. Fabrizio Romano confirming it this evening with this tweet, which just... I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work that one out. And then literally 5 minutes later, he tweeted that information about Fred there. And Fred gets the number 17 shirt at the moment. So it basically means that Fred's going. Fab said that Fred is 100% going to leave the football club, which means that he's going to take Fred's number of 17, guys. So there you go. Hojlund's going to get the 17. Depends, I guess it depends on what other business we do and how soon they're going to announce this. I do not know. Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they're waiting to see if there is anybody crazy enough to come out there and maybe put a bid in for Tony Martial. Maybe if we could sell Tony Martial to Saudi Arabia or somewhere, that frees up the number 9 shirt and they give the number 9 to Hojlund. So maybe they won't even announce officially which shirt number Hojlund gets for a couple of weeks because he's injured right now. So the situation on Hojlund at the moment, he's come in with an injury, hasn't he? Passed his medical and stuff though, but it's expected that he won't be fit and available or sharp enough really to play for a couple of weeks at the very least. Maybe even until the beginning of September, which is really bad news for United. But if that is the case, maybe they're in no rush to announce his shirt number, which is perhaps why they did not do that at Old Trafford the other day, yesterday, when he was unveiled. Maybe they are just waiting to see if they can shift on a player or two. Maybe Martial is one of these players that is up for potentially going this summer. We might be able to sell him, I suppose. And if that is the case, then we can give Hojlund the number 9. But right now, it looks like he's being given the number 17 shirt. And he will get that instead of Fred, who's going to be going. Yeah, Vutinator says Hojlund will get the 17 this season and the 9 next season. Quite possible that. Quite possible, my son. Absolutely. Okay then, so yeah, that's pretty much the latest information for the evening's news, guys. As I say, Maguire had a shitter this afternoon. He's a target for West Ham. So's McTominay. McTominay also maybe wanted by Roma now. Hojlund's got the number 17 shirt. Fred is confirmed to be 100% leaving the football club soon. We'll have to wait and see for more information to come out as to where he's going and when, but that looks very likely. Also, Donny van der Beek, negotiations going on with Real Sociedad currently. We're also looking at Jean-Claire Todibo, just in case we can sell Harry Maguire. And also, Sofyan Amrabat is in the pipeline. We're going to be going in for a bid soon once 1 or 2 of these players have been sold. Get in there, my son. Right, time to get into the live chat for a Q&A, everyone. Get your thoughts and opinions in now. We're going to have a Q&A for a good bit of time. So get your thoughts in there. We'd love to hear from you. Shout out to all the legends in the chat. 360 legends in here tonight. Good to see you, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the evening show. Mash that thumbs up on this video. That's right. Give us a massive like spike. It helps us to compete with the clickbait wankers and corporations. So hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy the show. It's free. Also, subscribe. We're 11 subscribers, guys. We're creeping up. Look at that. 11 people away. Only 11. Flying Pig needs you. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, help us get to 72.9k. We're closing in on 73,000. That is that's the goal for before the Premier League starts anyway. We're hoping to get to 73,000 before then. So if you are new, smash the subscribe button. Right, actually, before I get into the chat, I'm just going to go over to Twitter and shout out all the retweeters, see who's given us a retweet. Shout out all the legends that help spread the show. Thank you very much to Guyam Legend. Thank you for retweeting us. Also, we got 15 more retweets. Big love to Aaron Homeyard, ADV, Transfers_UTD, Richard Wisterpeg, United Red Devils, Boomy, Stephen Braun, Luan France, Andy Davidge, Mark, Michael Paul, Anthony Ong, Andy Bell, Gungshi, and the Tweeter. Thank you so much, you legends, for getting in there raw and retweeting the show. Right, let's get stuck into the live chat. Have your say. We will try and get as many comments read out as possible over the next 10 minutes or so. Yeah, oh, there's so many members in here, United We Stand. There is a lot of members. Pig streams at this time for a reason. I do, Rushmano, indeed. We get a lot of updates coming out this evening. There's this time of the evening, there's usually loads of updates between 10 and midnight, actually. So we jump on here for then. Plus, we've got legends such as yourself who are around with their transfer fingers in transfer pies. Anyway, The latest takeover? Well, Niall, I mean, it sounds like they're just reiterating, re-spewing the same sort of info, but apparently Qatar is leading the race, mate. You know. Big up, pal Marius, and maybe there'll be a decision by November, and the Glazers may be looking to sell by then, but who knows at this stage? I don't believe anything they've said anymore in regards to that. Hojlund, every team he's played for, believe it's a lucky number for him. Oh, brilliant. There you go, then. Lucky number 17. Well, maybe he won't ever get the number 9 shirt, then. 10 more subs to go. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're closing in. Batman says, I'm pissed that Hojlund won't play on Monday night. Yeah, very disappointing. Batman Night fan, very disappointing, mate. And he probably won't play for a couple of weeks at least. I guess he could get into the side sooner rather than later. Maybe it's just one game that he misses. I mean, it's a full week now until the Wolves game. Just over a week. And obviously after that, we've got a couple of games coming thick and fast. But I don't know, maybe somebody said a good comment in here the other day, actually, which was maybe that he doesn't even actually have an injury. Maybe that's actually not the case. And maybe Ten Hag just doesn't want to rush him into the team and drop him in at the deep end in a Premier League fixture literally a week after he's just joined and hasn't even had a chance to train or play with the team properly. I think that is actually quite an astute comment. I can't remember who said it yesterday, but shout big up yourself, whoever it was, because maybe that's the case. Maybe Ten Hag just bringing him in slowly because it doesn't make sense with his high-profile money move that he's had right now. Perhaps it doesn't quite make sense to just chuck him in at the deep end. Maybe bringing him slowly, take the pressure off of him a little bit. 17's your lucky number 2 because it's your birthday. Oh, okay, then that makes sense. What squad number will Amrabat get in your opinion, says Niall Kane? 34? Donny van der Beek's number? That's Donny's number, right? I don't know, mate. That's a good question, isn't it? No clue. No clue, to be honest. We'll have to wait and see about that. No real clue. 15 says Mike Jones. You still want another striker? Yes, well, we do need 2 strikers, Zinko. So, yeah, I forgot to mention this guy, Leonardo. One of the Ninja Turtles we're looking at. No. But this guy from the Brazilian League, we are interested in him. Apparently, he's available for somewhere in the region of 15 million. So, not a huge amount of money in the current scheme of things. And looks a very good player, so I'm all for it. Look, I don't know much about the guy. I've just seen some clips. He looks pretty awesome. So, yeah, I think we could probably take a punt there. It's not a big gamble, is it, at that price? And we need more depth. We need more quality. We need more options at the top of the pitch. Again, it still remains to be seen what's happening with Mason Greenwood. So that news is expected to come out before the season. That United will announce their decision on Mason Greenwood soon. And if Mason Greenwood stays, then we're probably not going to sign another forward player. If he goes, then I imagine we will sign another forward player. But if he's staying, and Ten Hag is going to bring him into the squad, we don't really need to go and sign another forward player. We'll have too many forwards as it is then. And let's face it, Mason Greenwood has all the abilities to play a number 9 role for us, especially as a backup, and he can play out on the right. I mean, in all fairness, guys, if everybody's fit and available and Mason Greenwood wasn't a potential scumbag, he would be probably getting in the team ahead of Anthony and Sancho and those guys on the right, in my humble opinion, based on what he was doing the season before last when he wasn't having all these issues. So, we'll have to see. I'm not so sure whether he's going to be taken back into the side, but there are various reports that suggest that a lot of the squad would be happy to have him back. Yeah, I saw that, Mark. I saw it, that there's some information to say that the squad have voted or something and that the squad would like to have him back. But it's not just about that, as we've said. It's not just about what the squad wants. It's actually about what the club's hierarchy decides is best for the club in terms of PR and commerciability and stuff like that. Like, there is obviously issues that gets presented with having somebody who's got that tarnished reputation play for your football club. Yeah, but if Greenwood stays, then obviously we're not going to go and sign anybody else. Very unlikely. Greenwood would bench anyone on form on the right flank. Yeah, you're probably right, Keshav. You are probably right. I think he probably would take that spot over on the right side. Got to be honest. If Greenwood stays, we all need to back him. He's going to get enough hate off rivals, says Wazza. Everybody's entitled to make their own opinions up about that. Me personally, I'm not going to back him. Sorry. You might call me a Judas. But I know he wasn't found guilty, but I've seen enough to think that he's a bit of a wrong-un. So, I just don't really want the guy playing for Manchester United. He's a great player, but I'm not going to really support him, I'll be honest. I'm not going to. Sorry. Greenwood kept Saka bench for years, says Mark N. Thank you, Rushmano. Yes, guys, hit the subscribe. Hey, we're only 8 away now. 8 subscribers. You can't see Greenwood ever playing for you lot again. I would love it if we could sell him. That solves all the problems. Imagine if Saudi came with a 40 mil offer. Just get him out. Get him off the books. Get some cash. Go and get a different player. Then we can move on and wash our hands with this whole horrible situation. You're not watching if Greenwood gets involved. Wow, never good PR for such a big club. Exactly. Berber says, screw Greenwood. Get him out. It's going to mess the season up. Could do, couldn't it? We got a bit of squad harmony at the moment. Goodness, imagine like... I'm just thinking about this. What about the other players and it affecting the other players, right? Think about this. You're playing against Liverpool and you're at Anfield. And you're Bruno Fernandes. You're the captain of the side. And one of your teammates is being abused, I guess, by the rival fans. And they're singing songs about you're a bunch of rapists or whatever. Is that really what you want? You know, it's just a horrible situation. So, you know, that is what's going to happen. You know this is what's going to happen, guys. Like, it's not like these rival fans are going to give Mason Greenwood a second chance. Maybe lots of United fans would. But I don't think any rivals are going to let him off at all. They're going to absolutely roast him. And so, therefore, it's just a bad look for United every single week. Lead song was like that. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Ollie and Maguire, the Glazers screwed us more than Greenwood did, says Kashyap Chandan Singh. Ollie and Maguire. Ollie and Maguire screwed us more than Greenwood. You what, Kashyap Chandan Singh? That's a bit harsh, mate. Ollie was a penalty kick away from winning the Europa League. People forget that. We lost on penalties. David De Gea had an absolute stinker. We lost on penalties. Like, if we'd have won that Europa League, people would be talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a, you know, as having a better time at United. People forget he did all right for a couple of years. You know? Anyway, get rid of Greenwood Simples. Okay, let's have a vote, guys. Keep or sell Mason? Oh, I'm bored of talking about it, to be honest, but it is going to be big news in a couple of days. We're going to have to address it again soon when Man United make that announcement. It's going to be big news soon, and it does impact who we go out there and sign for the remainder of this transfer window. Like, if we keep Greenwood, we're not signing a forward. If we get rid of Greenwood or terminate him or sell him, of course we're going to have to go and sign another striker or something. Sell, says Smithy. Sell. Keep, sell, keep. Yep, sell. Get rid, sell. Exactly. I won't celebrate either, Berber lad. If he's scoring goals for us, it's just, he's a wrong one. Sell, keep, sell. There you go. Sell, keep, sell, keep. Hey, Kate Cadet, what's going on? He says keep, sell, keep, sell. It's very split once again. Sell, keep forever, loan to Italy. Mark N says it's already decided and the players, all of them want him back. Oh yeah, Mark N, sorry, I didn't realise you were the kit man at Manchester United and have taken them all to the side individually and asked each and every single Manchester United player in the squad whether they want Mason Greenwood back or not. I didn't realise that was the case, mate. Mark N, is that really what you believe, mate? You don't think there's one person in United's team that doesn't want him back? Hashtag delusional. You know what I'm saying? Come on, mate. You don't know that. You don't know that, bud. Sell, says the Hoop Man. Keep, says Mark. Keep, says Connor. A lot of people saying keep. Lock up, says Mr. DJ. Very divided opinions. He's a polarising character now. It's a polarising topic. Because of that, very polarising. Exactly the Hoop Man. Very polarising topic. So, it's like, what do we want? Do we want a complete split fan base on this? It's almost best to get rid of the guy and then we don't have to deal with it. Keep him, says Ibu Kunaloa. Oh, Berber says the players are thick as well. Then watch this when it goes tits up. Yeah. Keep. Let's bet 50 quid, says Mark N. How's about I bet you one of these, mate? How's about I bet you one of these, lad? Oh, look at that, mate. How's about I bet you one of those instead, my son? I'm not making bets on whether or not somebody's a dirtbag or not, mate. I make my own mind, bud. You know, okay. Plus also, like I've just said, even if Ten Hag announces that Mason Greenwood is going to stay in the squad, that doesn't mean that every single squad member at Manchester United wants him to stay, does it? Of course it doesn't, mate. That's not what it means. It maybe means the majority does. Maybe the message hasn't even come from the squad. Maybe it's from the upstairs hierarchy who said, sorry, he's an asset, he's a homegrown player, he's worth a shit ton of money. Let's try and keep this guy. Let's try and grow this asset. You know what I mean? He's a talent. Let's try and keep him. Maybe the message is from above and Ten Hag's hands are tied. Ten Hag's going to have a say, and I guess the squad are going to have to say to a degree, But I think the decision's coming from upstairs, bud. Mason's talent could bring us titles. He's that good, says the Cape Cadet. Very good player, yeah. Absolutely agree. One of the best of his potential generation. Unfortunately, shithouse lad. Give him to Villa for Watkins, says Matthew Smith. Well, the Glazers get rid of a £100 million player. They will do everything to keep him. That's what I think as well. So fundamentally, I know I'm saying I think we should get rid, but I do think the Glazers will keep him. I've said that all along. I think the Glazers are lacking morals, and he's exactly the sort of asset that they don't just want to chuck away. Unless an offer comes in for him that's a good value offer, and they go, actually, that makes sense to get rid of this issue, get rid of this problem, and sell him. But there isn't any offers coming in for him at the moment because of his tarnished reputation. What does that tell you? You know, no other clubs are coming in for Mason Greenwood, even though he's probably available for a cut price because of the level of baggage that is associated with him. If we get Greenwood back, treble incoming, maybe in the future with the players like Hojlund, Pellistri, Garnacho, Greenwood. Think about all those amazing youngsters. Hasn't played for 2 years. Well, certainly that would have derailed him a little bit, but I actually think naturally he's just such a talent that he'll probably get back on track reasonably soon. Ask the women's squad. Good point, Jedi Stew. Because Ten Hag blocked all sales, says Mark. If we get Greenwood back, treble income, and I read that, didn't I? All right, keep your comments coming, guys. We don't have to dwell on Greenwood. We can talk about anything you want, Pete. We can talk about anything you want. It's Q&A time. We're going to stick on here for another 10 minutes or so. Great chat tonight. As always, keep smashing the likes. Keep smashing the subscribe if you're new. That's the red one down below that said subscribe. Hit that and help us get to the next milestone of 72.9k subs. United brand toxic? Well, it's not, but it could be if you are keeping people like that. His reputation's in the gutter. True it is, Robbie, it is. What if Greenwood himself wants to leave? Interesting cash up. Well, I don't think he will because he's got a big money contract at Manchester United and his contract length is 2 more years plus an option for an extra year at the club. So, you know, who knows? He's not going to give up that money, is he? It could be the biggest contract he ever gets in light of what's happened. Mike says, I think the Premier League need to put a statement out that any chance towards Greenwood will be punished, says Mike Gill. Good luck with that one. They can't do that. Why would they do that? You know, they're already basically say, obviously, you know, they completely already do that, don't they? For certain chants, obviously they don't tolerate racism or anything like that. But they're not going to ban every single fan that chants about Mason Greenwood being a dodgy bastard. They can't. Berber says, United are meant to be the standard setters of English football on and off the pitch. This will be the most disappointing thing we could do. Spot on with you, bud. I stand with Berber. Pig, what's your favourite nut? Mine's pistachio, says United we stand. Chocolate-covered peanut, mate. What would be the first renovation you would do to the Old Trafford, says Stephen Shipman? I would get rid of that big stone column, that big stone pillar, you know. Harry Maguire is his name. I would get rid of that twat. Oh, my God. For a second chance, one must hold up their hands and accept responsibility. Let's see a public interview, then, from the guy. That's what I'm saying. He's not done enough to warrant himself getting a second chance. Mark says, bro, this is a football club, not a work club. It's not about feeling, it's about winning titles, says Mark N. Disagree with you, bud. It should be both. Should be both. United's pure feels, United's pure passion, lad. Did City take Mendy back? Well, listen, Matthew Smith, Mendy was fundamentally found to be innocent, wasn't he? So whether you think he did something or not, he fundamentally, in the eyes of the law, was found to be innocent. Now, Mason Greenwood wasn't afforded that luxury. He actually didn't stand trial, so he was never found innocent. He was also never found guilty. He never faced trial. Big difference. Big difference. Yeah, nobody's a saint. I want him back, says Austin Hahn. Well, nobody's a saint, but not everyone's a potential alleged sexual offender either. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, they didn't, Jedi Stew. He who has no sin cast the second stone. You mean the first stone, right? Oh, yeah. You meant first stone. Yeah, okay, then. Slag, he's going to get crazy. Oh, goodness me. It's none of our business. He doesn't need to stand and sew an interview. He does need to do an interview, I think, Luan, to try and patch things up with the fan base. There's a PR responsibility there. He would get a lot of boos, yeah. West Ham did take the cat kicker back, mate. They played him next game, bud. But that's West Ham. They're a shithouse club. Don't compare us to them. And there was public evidence against Greenwood. Yeah, it's different. Smithy, I don't know, but I mean, I think it's literally 50-50. We've done a vote on this many, many times, and 50% of people want Mason Greenwood to stay. I don't judge these people. They're looking at the player as a talent. Maybe they don't think he did it. You know, so everybody's got their own different opinions. I welcome everybody's different opinions. And it's literally a polarizing topic. Like, it's almost straight down the line. I've held polls on this channel recently. 50% of people want him. 50% of people don't want him. That's how split it is. Yes, Rushmano, he needs to explain. Exactly. If he was to do a public interview, sit down, talk about it, address it, that would go some way, I think, to opening himself up and, you know, explaining the situation. Maybe there is some sort of crazy explanation. But the fact that it's just all been quiet and tried to be brushed under the carpet, it doesn't sit right. He needs to have a conversation about it. Yeah, I'm with you, Eamon. You know, I know it's big pressure for them both. They're only young, but Greenwood and the Missions should do an interview together. That's what I'm saying. That would actually fix a lot of what's going on, I'm sure. Ought to be interviewed or grilled by Piers Morgan. Oh, fair enough, Connor. You don't think you don't think Greenwood didn't do anything? It's all about the money. Bit of a double negative there, you said. You don't think Greenwood didn't do anything. What does that mean, Connor? So you think he did? You don't think Greenwood didn't do anything. So you think that he did do something then? That's a double negative there, mate. Speak English, lad. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. I think I know what you mean. But, no, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, there was some audio that came out that was horrendous. Yeah, there you go, allegedly. Anyway. Right, I've had enough of this Greenwood shite, guys. Let's talk about something else. I did hear the audio, Alex Walker, yep. Chet Evans, Mendy Giggs, Johnny Depp. All men falsely accused, later exonerated, says No Toes. Yep, okay, and Greenwood never faced trial. Where are the Qataris going to do an interview explaining their human rights abuses, says Ryan. They're not, mate. they're never going to do that, bud. Just so you know. Very different story. Very different situation. They're not going to do that, bud. It's not like Sheikh Jassim's going to come in and buy the football club and go, on behalf of my entire nation, I feel like I need to address these things. You know, that's not going to happen, mate. AML says he's on nearly 200k a week. That's why he's forgiven. Yeah, change the subject. It's annoying. Right, let's change the subject, guys. Let's change the subject. We should have a whole show on Greenwood, and we will do Madhouse when it's actually reported by Manchester United what's going on with him. Otherwise, it's just sheer speculation at this moment in time. Evans was all right, you know. I think he's better than Harry Maguire, lad, so I'll definitely sign him up for a year deal and sell off Harry Maguire. If the case is so strong, the audio is that incriminating, it should have been a slam dunk, surely. Not when the only witness of the trial decides that they don't want to take it further, you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, mate? Oh no, there's only one witness. There's only one testifying witness, essentially, in that one, and they didn't want to go ahead. So what does that say? How could you can't realistically, you know, from audio, an audio clip alone, you couldn't try somebody as guilty without, you know, some sort of testimony from the alleged victim. And that wasn't going to be available, which is why he never faced trial, because they knew they wouldn't be able to get a conviction. It's a different scenario. That's the reality. That's what's happened. 246 likes. Get in there. Thank you, everyone, for smashing that like button, guys. Oh, yes. Drop a little thumbs up on the video if you haven't. I think we'll sell 3 players, Andrew Goncalves. I could see Donny, Fred, and maybe one of Maguire or McTominay gone. Yeah, he's with the same woman now. We need our wingers to start crossing the ball. Spot on. Well, Garnacho's good at that, isn't he? Dedicated to the grind. If Garnacho's playing on the left, he can provide Rasmus with the balls that he needs. But people like Rashford, people like Anthony, going to have to do a better job with that. You're spot on. The only bar that Maguire would hit is the one in the pub. Premier League's overrated by far. No, it's not. It's literally the best league in the world by quite a distance. If it was overrated, then we wouldn't have 6 or 7 teams that could compete with all the top teams in Europe, which we do. And if it was overrated, then the winning team in the Premier League wouldn't be winning the Champions League, the premier competition in Europe, which I hate City, but they won the Champions League. And, Chelsea did it the other year as well. The last couple of years in Europe's been dominated by English teams. So I'm disagreeing with you there. The Premier League is definitely the daddy when it comes to leagues. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, that would be amazing, Andrew Goncalves. Yeah, the young bucks up the top there doing absolute bits. Not great, Kate Cadet, but not terrible. I thought that he's essentially trying to get used to that central position, isn't he? He's not necessarily cut out for it, but he's learning. I wasn't blown away by him. I think he's another quiet game from him, really. He's very lackluster is the word that I would use. Not terrible, but very lackluster. Prem's the best league in the world by far, agreed. Yeah, definitely. Kevin De Bruyne hitting the bar tonight. Get it there, my son. Thank you, No Toes. Absolutely, you play different football. Yeah. Is my internet lagging out? I don't think so, Connor. I think it must be yours, my son. Yeah, exactly. Dedicated to the grind. That'd be amazing. Champions League draw? Don't know. Somebody, we looked this up the other day, but I've forgotten now. Rushy says Donny, Fred, Henderson, Bailly, Williams, Maguire, McTominay. So lots to move on, really. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to actually go and sell all of those players because you know what United's like, but yeah, there's even more than that, isn't there? There's Martial who could be sold. Like you say, Bailly, Henderson, Maguire, McTominay, Fred, Donny. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's 7 or 8 players we could sell. But I'm not so sure we will sell that many. Late August, the draw. Thank you, the Hoop Man. Saudi players buying Qatar, buying club after club. Yep, indeed. Premier League best by far. This coming from a Yank. It's why I tune in at all hours of the day. Spot on, Stephen Shipman. It is a heck of a league. 3 years ago, we had no right wingers. Now we have too many. It's true. No, the investigation is not finished, Matthew Smith. Surely they're going to have the book thrown at them at some point. Surely it's going to come down on them like a ton of bricks, my son. It's got to happen. Hello, Boise 88. United still in transition, lad. Welcome in, welcome in. We have to keep Pellistri. Yeah, I'm with you, Elizabeth Bailey. Like he looks good enough right now to play a good sort of rotationary role in Manchester United's team, and to develop him as well. I think he's probably going to develop best under Ten Hag playing games. But if he's not going to play and Ten Hag doesn't think that he's ready, then he's probably better off going out on loan and actually playing games. But I think he is ready. Imagine RB looking solid. I think this will be strategic by Ten Hag. He's prepped for Champions League since he wants to compete on all fronts. We need to basically have 2 teams. Yeah, spot on, mate. You're absolutely damn right there. Oh, shit, it's Travis. Travis, what's going on, mate? Is that Travis? It is actually Travis. Mate, how have you been, dude? I know you've not been too well recently. What's going on, Travis? How you doing, lad? Trav. No way, I haven't seen this guy for ages, mate. What's happening there, Travis? How you doing, mate? Long-time legend of the channel. How you doing? Everybody say hello to Travis. He's just become a member of the channel. Thank you very much, Travis, for that, mate. How you getting on, lad? Long time no see. What's going down in Travis Town? Hello to you, my son. Fred going to Turkey? Could well be. Yeah, City's going to get done in like the mob, says Stephen. Hope so. Pellistri behind Sancho, Anthony and Ahmad in pecking order. Well, maybe not Ahmad. I don't think he's necessarily behind Ahmad. But certainly all the other players he is definitely behind. Lou man, I hope you get some sleep soon, boss. But thanks for becoming a member again there, Travis. Get your favourite emoji in there to welcome in Trav to the channel membership. He's re-upped this membership. Thank you very much for that, bro. Pellistri did okay and there's potential. Absolutely massive, yeah. Maguire must realise by now majority of fans don't want him, or more importantly, Ten Hag. Come on, Moisey, do us a favour. Yeah, we're just waiting for that new offer to come in soon. Yeah, Ahmad not even in the squad, where he's injured at the moment as well. Fred should go to Owl Titty Fucky. Welcome, Trav, says dedicated to the grind. Yes, indeed. Oh, that's awesome, Travis. Pleased to hear it, mate. Pleased to hear it. He says, hi, everyone. I'm feeling a bit better now, mate. I'm very pleased to hear it. That's awesome, lad. Great stuff. Good stuff, mate. Health is very important, dude. And, hope everything's good with you other than that, lad. Thanks for becoming a member again, Travis. I appreciate that. Top man. New member of the channel. Bacon Brigadier, Mr. Trav. Let's be having you. The Hoop Man's loving it. Okay, I'm going to read a couple more comments out. We've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm going to have to wrap it up reasonably soon, but I'll read a couple more comments out. You feel like Spurs is going to come in for Harry? That'd be nice. Yeah, there's some links to them. Apparently Everton, Spurs and West Ham are the most likely Premier League clubs to take him, but we'll see. If Maguire wants to continue his England career, he has to move on. Agreed. West Ham's a great fit for him. Europa League standard team at this moment in time. What's Romano saying about 17? Is it the 17th time we won the Community Shield? No, bud. Look, can you not see the Danish flag? Danish friend. No, what it means is that it's reported really that Fred is going to be sold, as you can see from this tweet in the bottom right-hand corner, that Man United expect Fred's sale to advance next week. Sources guarantee he will 100% leave the club. And Fabrizio tweeting out that it's likely that Hojlund, well, he hasn't said it, but it's a massive clue. He said that essentially Hojlund's going to get the number 17. We're reading between the lines a little bit here, but blatantly that's what's being said there. So it's not confirmed by the club yet. Obviously, we can't say anything 100% until it's confirmed by the club, but it looks like Hojlund is getting that number 17. Pay Maguire his 10 million, sell him. Simon says, do the wise thing, Slabby, and go. You're about as popular as a one-legged man in an arse-kicking contest. Bloody hell. Oh, my goodness. You like Malacia but prefer Fernandez? Yeah, good shout. He had another good game today. I like how we've got a bit of depth there all of a sudden as well. We've got Luke Shaw, obviously the main man, and then a couple of good youngsters. The pecking order's established, but there's some good depth over on that left side now. Maguire just needs to move on. The fans are tired of the flop, 100%. West Ham, not Spurs. Yeah, I think he'll go to West Ham, in all fairness. Thank you, Rushy says, top show. Thank you for the updates, my friend. I don't know why my Twitter thing's absolutely shat it. Like, I've got this little Twitter set up here. And look, for some reason, usually it works, but for some reason when I'm pressing half of the things tonight, that happens. Don't know what's going on. Malfunction does not compute. Gonna have to get that sorted out, guys, for the next stream. I'll get to the bottom of that and figure out what's going on. If Maguire truly loves the club, he would headbutt Greenwood into the ground like a tent peg and go sign for West Ham. Pig Greenwood will be given match fitness leading the line in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. I think if fans paid attention last season, they'll realise we're prepped for a chasing 4 trophies by 10 hours. Hey, fair play. I'm up for selling the guy and getting somebody else. I think we need depth. If we're not going to get somebody else, then yeah, I guess Greenwood makes sense. But he's not my favourite person at the moment. Maguire's gash, rage quit, says Trab. Well said, well summarised. Oh yeah, definitely. What an underrated player Nani was. Fantastic. Yeah, and apparently Roma want McTominay as well. I am indeed Alex Walker. Right, guys, do us a favour. Subscribe to the channel. We're 8 subscribers from 72.9k subs. I am going to wrap this stream up now, but it's been a great stream. Amrabat is advancing. Now we've got more info that Fred and Donny van der Beek are expected to be leaving the club reasonably soon. Particularly Fred's 100% going by all accounts. Donny, we're having talks with Real Sociedad at the moment. Once those guys, maybe one or both, are gone, that's when we're going to go and pull the trigger on Sofyan Amrabat. So nothing much has changed there, but apparently Sofyan Amrabat is getting things prepared for a quick move to Manchester should that come and happen. Absolutely. Hey, thank you, Dedicated to the Grind. Thank you, everybody, for getting in here. It's been a great stream. Make sure you drop a like on this video before you go. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any of the notifications. And you can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Kick. All the links are in the description of this video. We got 256 likes. Thank you to Stephanie. Stephanie, great turnout, guys. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I did watch it, mate. Yeah, it was a bag of shite. Well, I mean, it was actually all right, but... obviously, yeah, Nate Diaz got pillow fists, mate, in a boxing ring. But obviously, in an actual fight, he would piss all over Jake Paul, lad. No doubt. At least he went the distance, lad. We want Glazers out, says Rushmano. Yes, indeed. Let's get some hashtag Glazers out. As I say, check out the 1958's Twitter page for more information on the planned protests upcoming for the Wolves game and beyond. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Piggy loves you. Have a good evening. Thank you, every single one of you legends, for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Check out the socials in the links in the description. The website's flyingpigunited.com. Once again, thank you all for being here and tuning in. You can come back after this video is finished and have your say on anything. Maguire, TODIBO, Sofyan Amrabat, Harry Kane, Greenwood, whatever you want to talk about. Come back afterwards. Keep the debate going after the show's finished. And have yourself a bloody good one. Shout out to all the moderators in here, people like Rushmano, Berber, of course the Cake Cadet, all the legends in blue like the Hoot Man and the Vootinator. Guys, thanks for moderating the chat, and all the people in green here who support this channel and help me do what I do around here. All the legends in green with the badges next to their name. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. The live chat's bottled it at the end, guys. Can you see that? The live chat's frozen. This happens sometimes. YouTube shitting the bed on me. It's not just you, it's me as well. The live chat shat it. But there's definitely comments coming through. It's just the fact that YouTube has absolutely slabboed it up, guys. Slabby Maguire performance from the live chat there. Slow as all sin. All right, he'll catch up in a bit. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it for me, though. I'm wrapping it up anyway. Can't say goodbye to everybody who's commenting at the end because they're not coming through, though. But good night, and thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back on in the afternoon, 3 or 4 p.m. with the afternoon show, and also around about 10 p.m. UK time tomorrow night with the evening transfer news show. And if there's any breaking news before or in between, we'll try and jump on as well. But that's it from me. Have a great night, everyone. All the mods, all the members, everybody in the chat. Thanks for chatting with us. Piggy loves you. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.